200 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle, in the least visited park in North America, one of the most remote and isolated. An 11-day solo expedition. This is an advanced whitewater paddling and hiking route, with long exposed traverses across Arctic tundra and committed paddling through the Hornaday Canyons from their gateway at Uyarsivik Lake to the Arctic Ocean. I'm here to traverse, chart, and paddle the Arctic canyons of Tuktut Nogait. For those wondering, this is Expedition Life. We're in Pawlatuck, a few hundred kilometers north of the Arctic Circle. It's a remote community with about a population of 300. In about an hour, we're taking a float plane from Pawlatuck a couple hundred kilometers into Tuktut Nogait National Park. And I'm going to spend a couple weeks in there playing around the canyons, the rapids, and doing some hiking.
No, it's even.
That's a freezer. This is big country. Big. We are 200 kilometers north of the Arctic Circle right now, in a very special place. We're in Tuktut Nogait National Park. It is one of the most remote and least visited national parks in North America. As a matter of fact, this year, 2023, only a single permit was issued, and I got it. So other than some of the locals in the park and some research going on, I basically have, a billion square acres to myself. We're gonna spend about 10 to 12 days in the park. We flew into Uyarsivik Lake with Parks Canada, actually, and we're now gonna hike with all our gear about 15 kilometers until we meet up with the Hornaday River. I'm going to scout and document every single rapid, portage, entrance and exit to the canyon, and paddle as much as I can. We're gonna make our way all the way back to the Arctic Ocean and then back to Pawlatuck. We're sharing these lands with a lot of animals, and it can be intimidating sometimes. So first and foremost, this is grizzly habitat, and more so than just, let's call it regular grizzlies. These are the barren ground grizzlies, so they tend to be a little bit more aggressive, let's say. It's much higher competition for food up here. You can see the Arctic tundra does not produce a lot. We've also got wolves, wolverines, muskox, and this is the blue-nosed caribou herd that come through here. So if we're lucky, we might see a couple thousand caribou running past us. I have no idea. When you're on these vantage points, it's good just to scan for wildlife. Make sure a grizzly isn't sneaking up behind you. It's like a catch-22. You get to see everything that's happening around you, so you'd be able to spot something far away, but it's also the opposite, so hard to hide. This is a cache, like a caribou cache. So what they would do is they would hunt caribou, pack it in there, put all the rocks on it, so the next time they come out, they've got some food and eats. Looks like there's another one right over here. Also worth noting that when you're in these type of lands, there's a ton of history, and there's a ton of like lost history, like things you don't know about. So you really shouldn't move or touch kind of anything, really. Just kind of walk through and be cautious. You just don't want to disturb something that's like really meaningful to, people. All right, so the plan is we're actually gonna put the pack raft in and paddle to the start of the first canyon. It's 2:35, we left at 10, so we hiked about 4.5 hours. But let me tell you why we're putting in here. If you look up there, walking the shoreline is very difficult, and if I want to walk on top of the edge there, cliff, it's a huge descent up and down. I know the first canyon's probably only like 4 or 5 kilometers away. I don't know if we'll do it today, but it just seems like a inefficient way of doing it, and I think that the walls of the canyon are going to get steeper and steeper, and eventually I won't be able to get in. So I'm going to paddle it right now. The good thing is that when you visit the Arctic, or at least this north in the Arctic, and in this time frame, July, the sun literally doesn't go down. I'm not talking like it, you know, like I've been to a bunch of places where the sun kind of goes down and it looks like a sunset and then it comes back up a few hours later. This is like the sun is just going in a circle around you all day long, and at 3 o'clock in the morning it's the same as noon. It's actually amazing. So we honestly, as long as we're not tired, we'll never run out of sunlight. So let's get in the water and see if we can't make it the rest of the way. This is going to be an incredible river. Well, we are officially on the Hornaday River, a few kilometers before the canyons. It is 4 o'clock on the dot. There's supposed to be 2 class 2 rapids and 1 class 3 rapid before we get to the canyon. I don't have a map or a location of them, so we'll have to do some scouting. It's funny, like arguably, like some of the most fun kind of rapids are super long, just like little wave trains like this, but they also require the least amount of skill. But I feel like, you know, 5 or 10 years ago when I was just getting into whitewater paddling, this would have been intense for me. Like I would have thought this was big stuff. See, I can see something up here that looks a little bit more juicy. There we go. This one's good, actually. Okay. Woo! All right. As you can see behind me, this is what it's going to look like. This looks very technical behind me. Big boulders, so we're going to scout this one. I don't know what it is or where it goes, but I'm gonna pull it over here. Really rocky, but I think if I can come in here and then just ride this tongue out, I don't even know if I'm gonna be able to do this now that I look at it. You know what? I don't think it was a good idea. Let's see. Okay. Mostly just dodging boulders here. Come on, buddy. This is unrunnable. We're put in right there. I'm just catching a glimpse of the first part of the canyon here, and this isn't even the high part. This is like the baby part. It's pretty impressive. There's the canyon, guys. Woo-hoo-hoo! We'll probably camp just outside it. Right? Oh yeah! Woo-hoo! Rodeo, baby, rodeo! Woo! Not bad. Holy crap! Look at this place. It's like Mars. Woo! That's some big canyon. It's big canyon Lake. I'd say this is the entrance to the third canyon. I'm sure you can see that. That was a class 3, that's called tabletop. I didn't realize, probably should have scouted it, no big deal. What do you think for a campsite? I'm thinking like right there might be good. I'll show you. Got some bushes around there. Maybe a rock falls on us in the middle of the night. Anyway, let's see. I want the sun to warm me up as I dry off. In the morning, I'm not so worried. So we've made it to the start of the first canyon. We had a little bit of fun even beforehand. Some good little rapids. And it's only going to get a little bit more intense now. So the plan is to document and scout each of the canyons and paddle them. I do know in the second canyon there are some challenges, and there's a big one at the end of this first canyon. So we'll see how that goes. Also wanted to let you guys know that it's actually not my first night out here. This is my third night. I had a major change of plans. But a day before I was leaving, Parks Canada reached out to me and asked me if I wanted to go on a cultural camp with the local community. And so that's what I did for the first 3 days of this trip, or the first 2 nights. Actually stayed with 13 others, kind of learning traditional ways to like track animals and fish and dry fish and basically just hang out and laugh. I had planned to like do a video of that, but honestly, like after the first few hours, there was a couple of them that like, you know, they like became my friends, and I didn't feel, it felt insincere to videotape everything that we were doing. It's going to be an early night. We're going to get up early. It's canyon number 1 is about 8 kilometers long, and it's going to take some time to scout and run it. And it is 9 o'clock right now. So guys, I think we had a good day, and when we wake up in the morning, we're gonna give her. We're gonna give her. I think we're in for something tonight, guys. That wind is right in my face, and that thing is on its way over. See how she does. Holy shit. Look what happened inside my tent. Oh my god. Epic rainstorm and an epic sandstorm. I built a rock wall all the way around the windbound side. I'm hoping that stops the sand coming in, but while I was building it, crazy rainstorm happened. So I'm soaked now. I'm inside. We're not going to leave the tent again. I think that we've dealt with enough stuff tonight. We're going to go to bed, wake up tomorrow morning. Whole new world, whole new life. You know, the Arctic really is so crazy. Less than 1 hour after the storm of a century that filled my tent with sand. I don't know what happened outside, but it's completely falling apart. The wind was insane. And now look at this. Literally look at this. Look at that. That's what's left. Well, let's see what that rain does to the water levels. Actually, note to self, this is a canyon, so it is susceptible to flash floods. Probably shouldn't camp so close to the water. So we're just preparing to hit the water. I want to show you what I did here. So I've made complete and total satellite images for the entire canyon. This is just the first half of the first canyon. And then I have UTM, latitude, longitude, and rapid classifications for each of the canyons. And I'm just going to verify and mark them and identify where the portages are. And I think this is basically the most you can do to scout a river before you actually get to the river. Due to some unforeseen weather, we got pinned down for a couple hours, so we're getting a late start. It's about 1:30 on day number 4. Behind me is the third canyon. Ooh, the wind's taking you away. Behind me is the first canyon of about 3 or 4. I can see the first rapid. It looks like it's about a class 2, but moving forward, we are going to be scouting every single rapid, regardless of how big or small it is, just because as the walls get steeper and steeper, the consequences also get steeper, I guess, and we just want to be as safe as possible. We're not too proud to portage, we're not too proud to come back another day. This is the first of the canyon number 1, and really we just got to pick it apart a little bit. I'm trying to figure out how to get to the line that I need to get to. I might be able to go right here actually. It's a little bit shallow, that's okay. We'll make our way to the right here and hug the shoreline basically, from what I remember. Is this what we're doing? Yeah, it's a big wave train here, essentially. As long as we run it right here, we should be good. Woo. Woo. All right, rapid number 1 is done. You know, if those are class 2s, we might be in for some serious fun on the class 3s and 4s. Like, I don't know who's doing the classification, but I would say that's not a class 2. It might be a low class 3, but I mean, not with all those rocks and holes and stuff. All right, next rapid. Pretty low water. Gets fun over there. Straight down the middle. Just so shallow. So it just seems like it's a little bit shallow and bumpy for my style. Hey buddy. Whoa. Oh, this is the same. It's way too shallow, man. Oh. Okay. It'll take too long. So, didn't see that one on the map at all. And so if anybody's gonna come here, it looks like there's 2 lines. One is advanced. It's definitely bigger than the class 3. That's what it's supposed to be. And the rest is just too bony. Maybe water levels are just super low. But anyway, someone can run the big side if they want. Wow. So I was just looking at the map. Looks like that one right there was called Tabletop Rapid. And the guys that paddled it in 1999 say that that's a class 3. Now I don't know what line they picked, but you know, I guess that's the classification that you give when you're an expert kayaker. Certainly river left was not a line I was going to take, and river right was way too shallow. So now we're officially in the canyon, actually. I didn't realize there was a couple of rapids beforehand. So, Monster Class 2 start now. One thing you have to be just slightly cautious of when you're this close to these giant steep walls is falling rocks. Because the overhang is intense. And I guess in reality, there's no way to actually be careful. You're just basically getting lucky. Because if this goes right now, holy moly. Yeah, and it will one day. Jesus. Pretty straightforward. Little class 1, 2. Make a little move over here. Shallow. Wave train action. This bird is checking me out. It's never seen a human before. Woo! Rodeo, baby! Woohoo! Woohoo! Gonna eddy out after the first little drop. Just bony. Big time bony. Oh man, is it ever bony. Hold your horses. How's this next one? Oh, we're in the canyon now. Oh, that's a good surf wave right there. Let's look at the bottom. There's a big flat spot. come down here, hard left. We can eddy out if we want. We run this all the way out. I just gotta check that area or the back bar, but that's hard to get to. Let's see. Just gotta be careful of that rock. Like a super technical line, to be honest. And it's gonna be a little bit of bumper cars, or what do you want to call it? Bumper boats. Because I'm gonna stick to the left here. Same, we're going left, just to that rock. Okay. We're okay. So let the current take us. Straight ahead, boys. Straight ahead. Race. Woo! Yeah, that's how it's done. Holy, put some work in there. Bud. Here we go. Brace yourself, bud. Woo! There we go. It's that bird again. Oh, we got more. Oh man. That's big. I don't think so, guys. Don't like that. Love that, and I love what's up there. Oh. It's getting tricky. All right, this is my inn. Woo! Whoa! I think the water's actually filling up. It just went completely crazy. I wonder if that's the rain's making it down here. I bet it is. Oh man. The canyon's really narrowing. I don't think these birds like that I'm here. Are you seeing how crazy this looks? Look at this canyon ahead of us. guys see that big cave there? Hey! Imagine 1,000 bats just shot out of it. Jeez, what's in there? Oh, heard a noise. I think it's lunchtime, guys. Even though it's 7 o'clock, no, 5 o'clock. I'm starving. That's a steep ass scout if you have to go up there. Okay, well, here's the first rapid entering the second canyon. Just gonna pull out over here and take a look what this place is all about. Looks like you can walk on the right hand side, which is pretty good. Solid class 3. Pretty runnable though. A lot of rocks. So here's the long class 3, which is obviously not that big a deal, and low water doesn't look bad at all. So you can do that. Beautiful side canyon. So I can't really get much further without swimming, but pretty happy with what I'm seeing here. I think we're gonna give it a go. We'll give it a go tomorrow morning. Basically what I'm looking for is portages in order to get back upriver. So the reason why is that all of these here seem runnable, which is fine. But if I come to a rapid that's runnable, but it doesn't have a portage, once I run it, I can't get back upstream. And what I'm concerned is that down the river here, there's like a class 5, which I know there's some big stuff back there, but I need to be able to get back up river if I can't run it. So it doesn't matter that I can't exit, as long as I can get up river. So we're far enough in that I'm happy to give it a go tomorrow. I'm not proud of that pitch.